What's going on, guys? It's Tom Doubtful here, back again with another YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, I'm going to answer the age-old question of what is the best controller to run in competitive FPS games. I'm going to run through a couple different, options for you guys to look at in terms of custom controllers to use, like whenever you're playing Call of Duty or Apex or Rainbow Six or basically any competitive FPS game that requires a controller. There's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of websites, and a lot of it can get a little bit too confusing on to figure out which company makes the best controllers, what best controller is for you, whether you want to run claw, whether you want to run the paddles and stuff like that. So I'm just going to run through a couple of the options that I have personally used myself and have reviewed it. And at the end, I'm going to tell you which of the best controllers to run and what's the best option and the best bang for your buck. So without further ado, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get straight into it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to show you 3 companies that I've personally bought controllers from throughout my, time playing competitive Call of Duty and, just other competitive FPSs, throughout the years. I've basically only gone through 3 different companies so far. One of them is going to be Battle Beaver, the next one's going to be Scuf, and the third one you guys probably haven't heard of. It's called Demon Workshop. It's basically like a brand new company that I'm using one of their controllers right now, and I'm going to talk a little bit about all of them. I'm going to run through all of like the different features that they have on their website, what you basically can customize on their website, and basically what all the features are and the difference in between all 3 of these companies. So the first one that we're going to run through is Battle Beaver. Now Battle Beaver is the one that is most used by pros in the CDL league for Call of Duty. Most people do run Battle Beavers. I know the league is ran or basically sponsored by Scuf, and a lot of players do still run Scuf, but majority of them run Battle Beaver. And I'll tell you why. One thing for Battle Beaver is that they have, or they basically just coined the having like the buttons on the back of the controller rather than paddles and what Scuf usually would run or basically make back in the day. Scuf was basically like the first company that came out with like customized controllers way back in the day, and they started off with paddles, which I'll show you guys once we get to Scuf. But Battle Beaver basically just upgraded everything and did everything a little bit better than Scuf, in my personal opinion, by just adding buttons on the back rather than paddles. And they offer a lot more customization when it comes to building your own custom controller or just buying a pre-built controller on their website. So if you guys want to come over here to the website, it's battlebeavercustoms.com. They have many options. They have, the PS5 controllers that you want to, if you want to use a PS5 controller, Xbox Series S, or a PlayStation 4. Now, here's the main, choice that you're going to want to make before deciding what company you're going to buy a custom controller from. You're going to want to figure out if you want to run a PlayStation 5, a PS5 controller, an Xbox controller, or a PS4 controller. Now, all of them are great in their own aspect. Don't get me wrong. All 3 controllers are very good FPS controllers to run. In my opinion, the PlayStation 4, the PS4 controller is hands down the best competitive FPS controller to run out of the 3, and it's not even close. That's my personal opinion, and the reason why is because the PS4 controller is designed in a way to where it's not too big. It fits your hands perfectly, or most people's hands like perfectly. I mean, me for example, I got small ass hands. I gotta run the PS4 controller. PS5 controller, in my opinion, is a little bit too big. It is a little bit uncomfortable for claw players sometimes. A little bit uncomfortable for just normal players just playing basically any game with the PS5 controller. It is a little bit too big, but if you do have bigger hands and the PS4 controller is a little bit too small for you, go ahead and make sure and try out the PS5 controller. PS5 controller is great in its own aspect. It's obviously an upgrade from the PS4. the one main difference between the PS5 and the PS4 is that you can overclock your PS5 controller to, I believe, like 1 millisecond delay, or like a 0 millisecond delay or something like that. And the PlayStation 4, you can only do like, I think like 1 or 2 millisecond like delay or something like that. All I know is that it's not nearly as fast of like an overclocked compared to like a PS5 controller. The PS5 controller, you can overclock basically just insanely, basically down to zero, like 0 millisecond delay, and that's the only controller like out on the market right now that you could basically overclock it to be the fastest. Xbox Series S, in my opinion, I would recommend like, straying away from the Xbox Series S. You can't even overclock it. Not that I know of. I don't think you can overclock the Xbox controller. And it's just really not a well-built controller, in my opinion. It's good. If you're running, if you're a Halo player and you're like playing, HCS and stuff like that, for sure run the Xbox controller. I've seen a couple Apex pros run the Xbox controller as well. If you're an Apex pro or you're a Halo pro, make sure to check out the Xbox controller. However, if you're like a Call of Duty player or like you play another FPS, I recommend either the PS5 or the PS4. Default, basically, majority of the players run the PlayStation 4 controller. Some do play with the PS5, but still majority of the players still run the PlayStation 4. Now, one thing with Battle Beaver that I'm gonna touch on is they have a controller designer that you have multiple options to run through, whether that be like how many buttons you want on the back, like all of like the different customizations. And I'm just gonna run through it real quick. If we go over here to the controller designer, as I was showing earlier, it has basically like a 3D model that you can basically just fully customize yourself. You can go ahead and customize your own, or you can have a pre-designed base if you want. We're gonna go customize your own. It's a little messed up for some reason. I don't know why it's showing like freaking like 5 buttons on the back, but we're just gonna go run through them. Gonna have 2. Don't need that. Beaver tail, no. Just do standard. I don't know why it's like showing so many. We're just gonna click past all of these. The rear handle rumble motors you can remove. I basically remove them so it's like way lighter. The smart face buttons basically would just have just clicky buttons instead of just like your normal stock buttons. You'll have left stick click and right stick click. This basically means like when you press down on your controller sticks, it'll have more of like a mouse click than like like the normal stock regular click. You can also have thumbstick tension. This is in like the Demon Workshop, and I believe it's in Scuf as well. You can have smart bumpers as well. Same thing. It'd be just like like a mouse click instead of like a normal click. Same thing. Racer trigger, I'd stay away from that. Smart trigger, you're gonna want to run. Touchpad, we don't really use. USB Type C. So this basically, if you want to run, like I said before, like with the PS5, you can basically get it down to like a 0 millisecond delay. If you have a PS4 controller and you want to switch it to like the USB Type C, that'll basically just make it to be like it's exactly like the PS5 controller, where it has like the 0 millisecond delay. And then over here you have plenty of options when it comes to like your different face plates. You got soft touch with a whole bunch of different colors and stuff like that. Soft touch hydro dip again, crystal, special pre-order and stuff like that. Same thing on the back that you can customize. You can customize like the color of the buttons, D-pad colors and stuff like that, share button colors. And then also for the sticks for your Battle Beaver, you can choose between a PS4, PS5, or Xbox stick. You can choose like through different colors and stuff like that, the Pro sticks and stuff. You also choose domed in here. Basically just fully customize it and basically tune it for your liking. Right now they are running like an offer since BO6 did come out fairly recently. If you use code BO6, you get free shipping. So go ahead and utilize the code right now for BO6 if you're looking to, you know, run a Battle Beaver controller. One thing about this though, my one gripe about these controllers is they have a problem with longevity and build time. So with Battle Beaver, the build time takes forever. If you place an order now, you won't get your controller within like maybe 2 to 3 months. I believe that the build time is really long. I'm pretty sure it's the longest out of all three of these companies that I'm going to show you. Their quality is good, don't get me wrong, but the build time is just, it takes forever. If you order right now, it's November 3rd. You probably won't get that until like maybe like late December, January, maybe even February. I've seen many people try and place an order for a custom controller, and it just takes forever for it to arrive. And then also as well, I've ordered 2 Battle Beaver controllers from, you know, this website and everything, and the longevity of both of the controllers were a little bit like low in my opinion. The longevity, it lasted me like about like a couple months. I don't play every single day as much as I used to, but still like the longevity for these controllers like wasn't that great. Um, I believe this is like, you know, if we're gonna give this, you know, a review like, you know, out of 5 stars, I give this about like a 3 or 4 stars. Um, it's great, but in my opinion, it's not the best. All right, guys, next we're going to run over to the Scuf controllers. Now, Scuf, you know, it's the OG controllers. This is what, you know, everyone basically, you know, started off on, just running these Scuf controllers. They basically switched up their design in recent years with like the Scuf reflex and stuff like that. They have the same thing, you know, PS4 controllers, Xbox, PS5. They have their own PC controller called the Envision. In my opinion, not that great. It's good for like, you know, if you're a casual gamer and stuff like that, or like a streamer. If you're trying to play competitively and stuff like that, stay away from this PC controller. It's not great, trust me. All the reviews are not fantastic. We're just gonna run through the PS5 controller build or PS4 controller build again. If you want to like, you know, run over here, they got like the impact controllers. I believe these are getting like, they're like discontinued, so I believe once they run out of whatever stock they have left, they're just going to be completely discontinued, so be on the lookout for that. Same thing with the PS4. They have the same, you know, sort of like customizable options, just like a little bit different. You don't have nearly as much, you know, customizing options on the Scuf controllers compared to like the Battle Beaver and stuff like that. But you have some cool designs here. You know, they're about like $10 to add, you know, on the controller. Or you can, you know, just do like a normal white or black, or like a signature design, get some camo in there. And then EMR readings, I believe the EMR is, let's see, yeah, it's remapping for like your paddles on the back if you want to remap like the paddles to like a different, you know, control. They have the digital tap as well, you know, just like how it was in Battle Beaver. Same thing with the bumpers. You can add that as well. You only have a few options with the sticks. You can only run the Scuf sticks that they issue. You aren't able to, you know, fully customize the sticks. Only able to use, you know, the Scuf ones. You can, you know, customize the ring colors here and stuff like that. Different color buttons, same thing. You can add, you know, like grips and stuff like that on the back of your controller. You can take out the rumbles and stuff like that. Change up the different sides of the, like the different types of paddles if you want. And it's great. Scuf is great. But in my opinion, this is probably the lowest of the low now compared to like all of the other controller companies. And it's for many reasons. One, the longevity of these controllers is probably the lowest out of the 3 companies I'm going to show you today. These controllers have a lot, and I mean a lot of issues. I have used like Scuf controllers multiple times, and multiple times these controllers have broken on me in like less than a month, or like their longevity is like maybe 2 to 3 months. And the build time and the wait time, it's just not worth it. With the amount of money that you're going to spend on a custom controller, it's really not worth it at all to run a Scuf controller. I would only recommend running a Scuf controller if you prefer paddles over the buttons on the back. That is like pretty much the only time I would recommend a Scuf controller over, you know, a Battle Beaver or a Demon controller, which is I'm going to show you next. Alright guys, next is the Demon Workshop controller. Now, I know probably a lot of you guys haven't seen what the Demon Workshop is, and that's just because it fairly recently, like, just started, like, you know, it's fairly new. The company's still fairly new. It's basically still just one guy working and customizing all of these controllers. I am actually using one of his controllers right now. I ordered this right before, you know, Black Ops 6 came out, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I got in my controller and what I, you know, have basically, you know, have gotten from the couple of weeks of using this controller. So as you guys can see, I have a pink faceplate. It's a little bit like pale. I don't know, like the screen's kind of making it look white, but you know, it's like a little light pink faceplate. I have, you know, just normal D-pad buttons and stuff like that. In terms of the, you know, just normal controller buttons, I have the mouse click, if you guys can hear that. I don't know, you guys can't hear it, but just mouse click buttons basically for just faster response. On the back, I basically have it is like a military grade, you know, style like backing for just like better grip, and then I have two buttons on the back for A and B, and then I have digital tap bumpers, and then just normal triggers, because you know I shoot with the bumpers and stuff like that. This controller, in my opinion, out of all the controllers that I've, you know, ran over the years, this is the best. This is the best by far, and I'll tell you multiple reasons why. This controller has something called the Hall effect sticks, and what that means is it replaces the sensor within your normal sticks that comes with like a normal PS4 or PS5 like controller. The sensors over time wear off, and your stick drift goes crazy. Now, we all have dealt with stick drift over the years, and stick drift is annoying. It basically kills your controller. Installing Hall effects on the sticks basically replaces the sensor under the sticks with like a magnetic sort of contraption that this guy, Demon Workshop, has helped create, and it basically helps stop stick drift. Now, it doesn't fully stop stick drift. After a while, you will eventually get stick drift anyways, but this would just increase the longevity of your controller and basically just have you, you know, get your money's worth with the amount of money that you're going to spend on all of these controllers. Another thing that is fantastic with, you know, this guy with Demon Workshop is he already has pre-builts, just like, you know, everyone else. He has a whole bunch of pre-builts. These pre-builts, in my opinion, are like the best ones that I've seen through like any company, just because like of the amount of like, you know, uniqueness out of all of these different controllers, and you can add whatever you want, sort of like, you know, on the controller, like the stock controller. You can add the two buttons, you know, you can add like different mouse clicks and stuff like that, the Demon Switch, which is what I have for my buttons. You can do the mapping here. You can have the mouse click like bumpers and triggers. You can have the face buttons as well. The Hall effect, the no drift sticks, that's what I added. You can have it for bow sticks and stuff like that. You can have the USB-C conversion, like how, you know, Battle Beaver does. You can remove the rumbles and stuff like that, the remap chip and stuff. One thing as well that is actually fantastic with this guy is two things. You can send in basically any controller that you have. You have a Battle Beaver or a Scuf or anything. You can send your old broken controller into this guy, and for a minimum of $50, he can fully just repair that controller for you, and basically install the, you know, Hall effect sticks on the controller. Basically, just make it brand new. No other company besides like no company like Scuf or Battle Beaver, they have like repair options to where you can like go in and send in your old controller, and they can just like fix it up like it's brand new. This guy will fully repair your controller. And also as well, if you want, if you don't want to choose from his pre-built controllers, he can go ahead and like fully customize a controller that you want. If you just DM him on Instagram and just be like, yo, I want like like this is exactly what I did with my controller. I DM'd him on Twitter and I was like, yo, I want pink faceplate, the military grade back, 2 buttons on the back, digital bumpers, and then Hall Effect 6. He's like, cool, got it. And then fully customized it for me, and then paid right there. And within like maybe I think like less than a month it came in. I believe like a month to like 2 months it came in. And basically that means that this build time is way quicker compared to Battle Beaver or Scuf. Now you're gonna want to find, if you don't want to run through Demon Workshop, although I highly recommend it, you don't have to. There's other companies out there. Look for companies that are a little bit lesser known, because in that way, that whenever you place an order, you're not going to be behind like a million different other people, queuing up to like have their controller customized, shipped, and made and ready to order and stuff like that. If you go through, lesser known companies like Demon Workshop or other companies, you'll have, a quicker wait time or quicker build time in your controller compared to like Battle Beaver, where they have so many people just trying to order from their company and so many people trying to order off their website that whenever you place an order, you won't get it until like just 3, 4, maybe even 5 months like from now. So I highly recommend checking out Demon Workshop. In my opinion, it's the best. If I could give it 5 out of 5 stars, I would. I'm not even sponsored by this guy. I just wanted to like get on here and just make a video about like all the different controller options and controllers that I've ran through. This, in my opinion, is the best. I will leave a link for all of these companies, all 3 of these companies, Battle Beaver, Scuf, and Demon Workshop, in the link below, or in my bio, or the description. My bad, the description down below. So you guys can go ahead and check it out. And then if you guys actually do end up deciding to buy a controller off of this video, make sure to tweet at me, or go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys are, on the market for, what you guys are looking for, if you guys do decide to order a controller from any of these companies that I recommend. And that's pretty much it, guys. I know BO6 is out now. You're going to want, that brand new controller with all the fancy, all the fancy stuff on it, just so you can, fry in those lobbies and fry in like tournaments and wagers and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it for me, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.